I'm Joshua, and I want to share a story that still makes me shiver. It happened a few months ago, and even now, thinking about it gives me chills. Let me take you back to that unsettling night. I was working late one Friday and had missed the last regular train home. Living in the city, I was used to taking the subway, but that night was different. The station was almost empty, and there was this eerie silence that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. The only sound was the distant hum of electricity and the occasional dripping of water echoing through the tunnels. Have you ever felt like someone was watching you? That's how I felt as I waited for the train. I brushed it off, telling myself it was just my tired mind playing tricks on me. The train finally arrived, and I got on, finding the carriage almost empty. I sat down, trying to relax, but the feeling of being watched wouldn't go away. A few stops later, a man got on. He was scruffy, wearing a dirty hoodie with the hood up, hiding most of his face. I tried not to make eye contact, but I could feel his eyes on me. The train started moving, and he took a seat across from me, staring intently. I glanced at him, and our eyes met. There was something off about his gaze, cold and unblinking. Why was he staring at me like that? I shifted uncomfortably in my seat, pulling out my phone to distract myself. The man's stare was unwavering, and I couldn't shake the feeling that he was up to no good. My stop was coming up, and I decided to get off a station earlier, just to be safe. As the train slowed down, I got up, hoping he wouldn't follow. But as I stepped off the train, I saw him stand up too. My heart raced. Why was he following me? I walked briskly, not daring to look back, but I could hear his footsteps behind me. The station was deserted, and the usual hustle and bustle were replaced by an eerie stillness. I took the stairs two at a time, emerging onto the platform, only to find it empty. I glanced around, hoping to see a security guard or someone, but there was no one. The footsteps behind me grew louder. I quickened my pace, heading for the exit, but the man's footsteps matched mine, getting closer. "Why are you following me?" I finally yelled, my voice echoing in the empty station. No answer. The man just kept coming, his pace steady and relentless. I broke into a run, my heart pounding in my chest. The exit was just ahead, but it felt like miles away. I burst through the exit doors and into the night, the cool air hitting my face. I glanced back, expecting to see the man right behind me, but he was gone. I stopped, panting, trying to catch my breath. Had I imagined it? Was my mind playing tricks on me? As I stood there, trying to make sense of what had just happened, I heard a whisper, "Joshua." My blood ran cold. How did he know my name? I spun around, but there was no one there. The streets were empty, and the silence was deafening. I decided to walk home, staying in the well-lit areas. My nerves were on edge, and every sound made me jump. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. I finally made it home, locking the door behind me and double-checking all the windows. I tried to convince myself that it was just a strange coincidence, but deep down, I knew something was wrong. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every creak and groan of the old apartment building made me jump. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying the events of the night over and over in my mind. Who was that man? What did he want? The next morning, I decided to report the incident to the subway authorities, but without any real evidence, they couldn't do much. Days turned into weeks, and I tried to put the incident behind me, but the memory lingered. One night, as I was walking home from work again, I saw him. The same scruffy man standing across the street watching me. My blood turned to ice. He raised his hand slowly, pointing at me, a sinister smile creeping across his face. I turned and ran, my mind racing. How long had he been following me? What did he want? To this day, I don't know who he was or why he targeted me. But the fear that someone, somewhere, is watching, waiting, never truly leaves. So, the next time you're on a late-night subway ride, and you feel that prickling sensation on the back of your neck, Don't ignore it. You never know who might be watching.